Good morning, my dear student. Welcome to biology. I hope that all of you are fine and doing well and giving some time to study too. So, my dear student, today it is lecture number 5, part 2. So, my dear student, we are learning about sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Chapter 2, Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plants. So, my dear student, while going through the video, please note down all the points in your biology copy. And as we are learning about flowering plant reproduction process, so in various topic you will find various structures. So these structures are very important for our chapter. So please draw the structure along with that point. Okay, and if you find it difficult to draw from the video, so please go through your book. In your textbook also diagram are there, so you may note down from there the diagrams. Clear? Okay, so we are learning about sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So in previous videos we have learned about the structure of flower, different parts of flower. Then we have studied about the stamen, the male reproductive organ, then microsporogenesis. So today we will learn about structure and development of pollen grains. So pollen grains are also known as male gametophytes or male gamete. Clear? So today we will learn about the pollen grains. So pollen grains, if you say pollen grains, so when you take for example, you may take the flower China rose. So you have done the practical with the China rose. So when you take the China rose, then when you touch the China rose, then on the flower, okay, so there are 4 walls. So that androecium part, clear, when you touch there, then some powdery substance comes in your hand when you touch that part. So that powdery substance is nothing but pollen grains. So today we are going to learn about that powdery substance, that is pollen grain. So that powdery substance, who produce or from where this powdery substance comes in that flower part. Clear? So that powdery substance is nothing but pollen grains, which are also known as male gametophyte. Okay, so pollen grain, this is a structure of pollen grain. Okay, so the pollen grains represent the male gametophytes. So pollen grains are what? The male gametophytes or male gamete. So these are the pollen grains or male gamete that will participate where in fertilization process. Clear? Okay, so pollen grains are generally spherical. So you may see in the diagram that this is the structure of pollen grain, and pollen grains are generally spherical. So you may see the structure is spherical, and it usually measure about 25 to 50 micrometers in diameter. So they are micrometers. Clear? Very small in diameter, 25 to 50 micrometers in diameter. Okay. Okay, so pollen grain, so we came to know that pollen grains are the male gametophytes. Pollen grain are spherical in shape. Then it has 2 layered wall, 2 prominent layer wall. So 2 prominent layer wall means 2 border are there in it. Okay, so number 1 is axine. So you may see in the diagram which part is known as axine. The outermost wall is known as axine. You may see some dark green color color is there in the diagram. So that outermost layer or wall is known as axine. So you may see axine is little rough in a structure. And number 2, next to axine is little interior is intine. So you may see that intine is also leveled here. So these 2 are the wall of pollen grain. Okay, so one by one let us know their function. So number 1, axine. Axine, it is outer hard layer So exin is outer layer and it is very hard and made up of sporopollenin. It is made up of sporopollenin. So exin is made up of sporopollenin, and sporopollenin is one of the most resistant organic material known. So sporopollenin is one of the most resistant organic material known, and it can resist high temperature and strong acids and alkali. So exin, it is very hard. It is made up of sporopollenin, and sporopollenin is most resistant organic material so far known because it can resist high temperature and strong acids and alkali. Okay, so pollen grain, exin has some pores. So you may see some small pores are there, and these pores are known as germ pores, where sporopollenin is absent. So wherever the sporopollenin is absent in the exin, there are some pores develop, and that pores are known as germ pores. Okay, so today you came to know about the pollen grain, its structure. So pollen grains represent what? Male gametes or male gametophytes. So gametophytes means gamete. Okay, and pollen grains are generally spherical in shape, and their diameter is 25 to 50 micrometers. This pollen grain has two layered wall. The outer layer is known as exin. Okay, exin is very hard. Why? Because it is made up of sporopollenin, and sporopollenin is the most resistant material which can resist high temperature and strong acids and alkali. The pollen grain, okay, in exin or the outer wall, there are some pores, and these pores are known as germ pores. And germ pores, what happen? Sporopollenin are absent. Okay, so about the one outermost wall of pollen grain we came to know. Clear? Now let us move to the second layer, that is the inner layer of pollen grain. So inner layer of pollen grain is intine. So let us know something about the intine. So you may see the inner wall of pollen grain is called intine. So you may see that beyond the exin, so outermost one is exin and inner one is intine. So inner wall of pollen grain is called intine. It is a continuous layer made up of cellulose and pectin. It is a continuous layer and it is made up of cellulose and pectin. When pollen grain is mature, it contains two cells, vegetative cell and generative cell. So you may see in the diagram two types of cell are there, and as it is known as nucleus, vegetative nucleus. So this is one type of cell, another one is generative cell and generative nucleus. So you may see two types of cell are found in a mature pollen grain. So what are the two types of cell that are found in pollen grain when the pollen grain is mature? One is vegetative cell, another is generative cell. The vegetative cell is bigger. The vegetative cell is bigger, has abundant food reserve and a large irregular shaped nucleus. So vegetative cell is the bigger one, okay, and it has abundant food reserve and irregular shaped nucleus. So you may see vegetative nucleus, it is this, and the whole one is vegetative cell. So vegetative cell is the larger one. The generative cell is small and floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. So can you see the vegetative cell? So whole is the vegetative cell, okay, and its boundary is intine and exin. So whole is vegetative cell and this is vegetative nucleus which is leveled. Then generative cell is a smaller one. Can you see? And it floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. So the structure of pollen grain is spherical in shape. It has two wall, prominent wall, okay. Exin is very hard and it is outer layer. Why it is very hard? Because it is made up of sporopollenin. Sporopollenin is the most resistant organic material so far known. Okay, why? Because it can resist high temperature and strong acid and alkali. Okay, so in exine, okay, where sporopollenin is absent, there develop some small pores, and that is pores are known as germ pore. Clear? Then next we have learned that intine is another structure which is found in pollen grain, and it is the inner wall of pollen grain. It is a continuous layer. It is made up of cellulose and pectin. When the pollen grain become mature, then there are present two type of cell. One cell is vegetative cell. Vegetative cell is the bigger one. It has abundant food reserve and a irregular nucleus, which is known as vegetative nucleus. Another type of cell is found generative cell. So generative cell is a small one, and it floats in the cytoplasm of the vegetative cell. Okay, so you understood the structure of pollen grain. Okay, or we may say pollen grains are also the representative of male gametes or male gametophytes. Clear? Okay. So my dear student, in over 60% of angiosperm or flowering plants, pollen grains are shed at this two-cell stage. Okay, so it is seen that over 60% of the flowering plant, whenever the pollen grain become matured and it comes out of the anther, it is in two-cell stage. Whereas in remaining 40% of the species, the generative cell divides mitotically to give rise to two male gametes before the pollen grain are shed. Okay, and in remaining 40%, the generative cell again divides by the process of mitosis, and they become two male gametes, and then only what happens, the pollen grain is shed, because of which in this type of plant the pollen grain are three cell stage. Clear? So next let us see this what is the name of this process. Okay, so the process name is microgametogenesis. So what is microgametogenesis? The process of formation and development of two male gametes from single pollen grain. So from a single pollen grain, if two male gametes are formed and developed, then the process is known as microgametogenesis. Okay. So here is a diagram which shows the process of microgametogenesis. So you may see the process start with release of microspore. Okay, so microspore, can you remember we have learned about the microspore? Okay, so microspore, it is a cell and it has microspore nucleus. Clear? Now this microspore, so this microspore means pollen grain, microspore, or we may say pollen grain. So this what happen, the nucleus what happen, they move towards the pole, because of which next one is polarized microspore. So here you may see vacuole become larger and the nucleus moves towards the pole. Okay, then the pollen grain undergoes mitosis cell division. Due to mitosis cell division, you may see next what happened, vegetative nucleus is seen here and a new cell is developed, that is generative cell. We know that due to the process of mitosis what happened, from one cell we will get two cell. So here before it was microspore, now what happened, through the process of mitosis it became two cell. So one cell is vegetative cell, another one is generative cell. So in vegetative cell, vegetative nucleus is shown, okay, and in generative cell you may see one cell is there and one nucleus is also there. Then next what happened, we may see that generative cell, okay, bicellular pollen. So bicellular pollen means two cell stage. The pollen when shedded or when it comes out of the anther, they will be in bicellular pollen. So in bicellular pollen you will see in this form. that one generative cell will be there, and the whole cell is known as vegetative cell, because we know that vegetative cell is little larger and their nucleus is also there, and the generative cell will float on the vegetative cell. Okay, then in 40% of the flowering plant, it is seen that pollen grain again undergoes mitosis, cell division, because of which what happen, you will see from generative cell what happen, two sperm cells are developed, two male gametes are developed. Can you see? Okay, and vegetative nucleus is there. So vegetative nucleus along with two male gametes. This is known as cell stage or tricellular pollen. So I hope that you have understood that in some plant what happen, the pollen grain will be bicellular pollen, whereas in some plant it will be tricellular pollen. Okay, so in majority of the flowering plant, bicellular pollen or two cell stage is seen, whereas in 40% of the flowering plant, tricellular pollen. So how the tricellular pollen is formed? Through the mitosis cell division. Okay, mitosis cell division of which part of the pollen grain? Generative cell. Okay, in vegetative cell no mitosis cell division is seen, only in generative cell. Clear? So with this we came to know about the structure and development of pollen grain or male gametes or male gametophytes. Clear? So thank you and have a good day.